Yo, what is up, guys? I'm back with another video, man. And today I wanted to make a video on Battz's new album that just released. And typically I don't do album reviews or reactions or anything like that. I used to do them, but I mean, like, because of how much my content's changed, and especially when you're covering like new stuff, like there's like news coming out every week or just every month on like different things, it's kind of hard to keep up with like music releases that happen all the time. So I usually, touch album reactions, album reviews, unless like I really like the artist, or the artist, they got something going for themselves, they got a good story, and they just have a lot of built-up anticipation. Battz is an interesting artist. I remember when I flew down to a Smoke Fest to see him perform with all the other artists, just seeing him and Aaron Deuce, who co-produced this project, seeing him perform was great. And like, the content of his music, it's very saturated. Like when I turn on Battz, he has something to say, which is in particular like a lot of what hip-hop in general is missing. I mean, if you look at the state of the music industry right now and just like where mainstream hip-hop is, there's just not a lot of people, or as many people, tuning in to hip-hop these days, man, just because a lot of artists don't really have a lot to say. Hip-hop was probably at its peak like 7-8 years ago, but I mean, like, nowadays people are kind of like seeing through a lot of these artists because they don't really have a lot to speak on, and if they do, a lot of times it's kind of like on just like a lot of just nonsense, or just like they're just clout chasing or whatever it is. But listen to Battz, you never get tired of it, just because he always has a story to paint, a story to tell. And it's really hard to pass up on a person like that whenever they release new music. So we're gonna be reviewing / reacting to his album. I really don't like making long form videos, so I'm gonna try and like compress as much of my reactions as much as possible into one single video. But we're gonna go through every single song, man. I'll kind of give you my reaction to it. And I mean, I think this is his first project, man. Like, Battz, I mean, like, he blew up around 2020, 2021, and he was just blowing up off TikTok and everything, and he's been releasing nothing but constant singles. He's been successful at doing that for a while now. But I mean, at some point, every artist has to draw up some type of project, cohesive project, album, whatever it is, and tell a story, right? And with this album, Shuck and Jive, I'm pretty interested to hear like what he has to talk about. I've been loving the snippets on his social media every time he posts about it, and yeah, man, I'm definitely excited, and I'm ready to get into the music, man. And hopefully, like, for you guys, this video is not just me reacting, but it's kind of like for anyone who hasn't really tuned into the project to like go listen to it, just because I don't really see a lot of people talking as much about the project. And I mean, like, definitely love to see more people listen to it. And I mean, I think within the last few years, man, I think Battz has something special going for himself. So we're gonna tune into this project, tell you what I think, what I liked about it, and yeah, man, we're gonna get right into it. Let's start with track 1.
Dead homies, fried bologna in the eggs, what's the holy matrimony? At the time I was only trying to gain a new perspective, so selective, so protective of my mind, cause it's a weapon. Get the stepping, ain't no question, I'm dying, that's a legend. I'm the one ain't pretty crafting, you ain't diluting my message. I won't bow down to y'all presence. Gotta get my time right, because in hindsight I learned that in adolescence, breaking these curses, what they requested, cause I'm a real boy now.
One thing I'll say is, like, I hope, and this kind of goes into like the rant I made earlier about like how like the reason why people aren't really tuning into hip hop as much now. I find like, especially these days, a lot of producers, like just in the music industry, I find like on the mainstream end, there's just way too many producers like not being creative with their production. Honestly, like a lot of producers, I find like maybe kind of like if they're sampling the sample, it's barely creative. Like it's not even the sample, it just almost sounds like the same song. But like the sample's not really creative, or just like people are using like the same, I don't know, people might use the same loops or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know, like producer, like I don't know, like on the production end of things, like I find producers nowadays are not as creative as I think they could be. But just by hearing this alone, it just feels like this production was made like from scratch, like everything.
I'm a real boy now, yeah. It's Instead of climbing totem poles, we was told imposed. Imprisoned by the tribe, but we should been in voting polls. They want our ignorance televised, so we strike a pose. The only time when they hearing us when we feel a hose. A younger man with an older soul. The devil think he's slick, he hitting us with the okey doke. I'm down for taking risks, watch this mug really blow for show. Yeah, watch this mug really blow for show. Yeah, a young man from Pinocchio. Yeah. Let's go get Battz, get on, get on, get on. Let's go get Battz, get on, get on, get on. Let's go get Battz, get on, get on, get on. Let's go get Battz, get on, get on. Let's go get Battz, let's go get Battz.
Yo, what I love about this is like, I think the flow, like, I would say the flow out of the song, like, just keeps you interested. Like, it keeps you hooked. Like, it's not, the flow's not monotonous. It's like, he switches up, like, he just switches up his cadence, his timing, like.
Another day, another dark night.
Aaron's coming in.
You know the name, I'm a dark night. I see the fear all in their eyes. The truth revealed and it's no lies. Another day, another dark night.
Let's go get Battz. Let's go get Battz. Let's go get Battz. It feel like I whipped it up on my back. Tell me when Jesus is coming back. If it's not soon, I might black. When I'm fighting, man, I really tend to black out. He combating all these habits, I can't back down. I know all the devil's ways, I can't lag now. Stepping into who I am, take off this match now.
Life keeps changing, life keeps going. Life gets heavy, I really can't hold it. Life moves fast, boy, I really can't focus. Is life worth it? I really don't know it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. The song's switching up a little bit, okay?
I want my soul torch, so I give it to God. I feel like the devil was chilling with side. I'm keeping my life, you ain't taking my spot. You give my heart and you made a thing rough.
Life keeps changing, life keeps going. Life gets heavy, I really can't hold it. Life moves fast, boy, I really can't focus. Is life worth it? I really don't know it.
Yo, there was a post I saw today on Instagram, and it was mainly related to the music industry, but it was just talking about how like artists, I think it's like Bow made a tweet or something, but it was just talking about how like a lot of artists on like record labels, like a lot of record labels don't really take the time to develop their artists, especially people who can sing. Especially singers, right? Aaron's, like, I feel like Aaron's, like, he seems like one of those guys, like, he's really taking the time to, like, develop his craft, develop his voice, and, like, it's just, like, it's not, like, because, I mean, like, man, guys, like, nowadays, there's just so much music on Spotify and all these streaming platforms, and it's, like, there's just so much music to go through that it's kind of, like, you don't have time to, like, listen to everybody's music, plus, like, most people's music, if we're being real, guys, like, it sounds the same, but, like, one thing that like that's missing today that people did right, 10, 20 years ago was that record labels took time to develop their artists, man. And I mean, like, I don't think these guys are signed to anyone or anything like that. But the whole point is that like in today's music industry, it's like it's really hard to come across like people whose voices and vocals are like really developed, man. So it's like, I don't know, this is just, to me, this is just a breath of fresh air, man. Honestly, man, I love this project so far.
Life keeps changing, life keeps going, life is heavy, I can't hold it.
This is crazy.
Just in case y'all didn't know, I didn't post to be here. I dealt with heart complications within these years. I had a murmur and it closed miraculously, and that's the first 7 minutes before I served actually. Yeah, just in case y'all didn't know, I didn't post to be here.
This is how you tell a story, yo, guys. This is how you tell a story, bro. Like, I'm still stuck on that tangent rant I was on about the music industry, bro. But like, this is another thing missing these days, man, in music, is like telling a story and taking your time with it, bro. Like, another thing the industry does is like, they're always trying to pump out so much music when these artists are on social media, right? Like social media is the new medium or like way to get streams, right? Get across to like new faces, new audiences. And I find with a lot of these labels, like they just want to capitalize on these artists because they know maybe in 3 to 5 years they're not gonna be around like that, right? Because the music market is just saturated, man. But yeah, no, this is how you tell a story. Just because the point is like a lot of people, I find they release so much music, it's kind of like, and I just want to hear a story. That's really it. But yeah, no, I had to say that, man. This is like this is what's missing in music right now. I love this.
Had that 2020, but I didn't see clear. And I was bad, I mean real bad. I did some things and said some things I couldn't take back. And I was downright disgusting, and I can say that I was a habitual liar, I couldn't state facts. Anything I would say is cap, laid down like a wave cap.
Okay.
Push me way back. Man, I'm so conscious. We sold our lives away, yeah, we stuck in bondage. We fell for they trap, yeah, we heard they promise. We came in one way, now they changed the sonics, yeah. Man, I'm so conscious. I gotta be real, man, I gotta be honest. I wanna be like y'all, I don't wanna rap conscious. I wanna operate in feelings, I don't wanna.
That's true, actually. Battz is one of those rappers, bro, like, because in the genre of like, I guess you could say conscious rap, I find like the downside these days when it comes to conscious rap, unfortunately, is that like a lot of it is very corny, unfortunately, and can be preachy. And I mean preachy in the sense of like there's this better than thou attitude where it's like someone's like on a moral high horse and whatever. Like you see a lot like with the memes, people make fun of conscious rappers with like the lyrical spiritual miracle stuff and the memes and everything like that. But Battz just does it in a way that's just like he even said it, like he's not trying to be self-conscious or whatever, but he's doing it in a way where it's digestible, and it's just like, bro, most people by now would have just turned this off if he went the other direction with that. But it's just like, yeah, that's what always draw me to Battz in his music.
Use logic, but that ain't me though, for real. That ain't me though, for real. Nobody want that crap like a bag of Fritos, for real. Kill my ego, yeah, I had to kill my ego, for real. In the haystack, yeah, I don't really like the needle, for real. I'm like, Negro, please, I praise the Elohim. And I'ma keep on going, and I will proceed. Dang.
Sipping the Kool-Aid, doing right by you. Anything for you, master. Anything for you, master. Anything for you. Why don't you make me look like a fool? Anything for you, master.
Nah. We're not doing that. No, dog. We're not doing that. No. Yo, guys, hear me out. This sound, tell me I'm lying, guys. Tell me I'm lying right now. This sound would blow up on TikTok. Or not blow up, but it would do relatively well. Like, because if you go on TikTok and you understand the type of messed up humor these kids have, or just like people in general who use it, I swear that you can see this sound being used, bro. Like, if it was just like, I don't know, like your boss asked you to stay an extra hour or something. You're driving your friend home, but he's giving you the wrong directions. Like, this hook is so left field, but still, I like it though. I actually like this.
Anything for you, master. Anything for you, master. Independent. Why do I take pride in struggles that I was never intention? I'm so fixated on mine, see I don't trust none of you niggas.
He was gonna say it. I like that. I like how he cut it off. I love that was smart. This project is so creative, man. I love it, man.
Break, y'all gon' hear every word. Y'all gon' know what I think. You get a house, you get a car. Sell yourself, I'll make you a star. I'm done with all that trash. I'm coming to raise the bar. I'm bracing the stand and get witty. Don't get who you are. Yeah.
Yo, thank you, bro. Look. This goes so well into my rant, bro, throughout the video. I love the central theme of this album, where it's just like you're not a slave, you're not compromising, you're not shucking and driving to anyone. And he Battz clearly expresses that through the lens as a Christian artist, whether if it's just like spiritually in his walk or just like creatively and artistically. Like, he's not compromising, as we see here. Like, he took his time with this project. He took his time to tell the story, you know what I mean? And I think even at one point, like, I think there was a bar in one of his songs this year where he talked about how No Big Deal just told him like to know his worth and to don't release anything till you hit 100K streams. And I guess like the value in that is that like he knew his worth, and yeah, and he should just be patient for it. But yeah, no, this is lit. This is great overall, man. This is what I like to see in Christian music, man. So yeah.
Shut up and rap, shut up and dance, shucking and jiving for no man, for no organization, for no fan. I was lost once too, man, I had no plans. It ain't mine or yours, it's in the Lord's hands. The enforcers forcing us to make courses for their enjoyment. It's so important that we fight the forces that's keeping us under, that's keeping us down. Yeah. Hey. Anything for you, hey. Anything for you. I don't shuck and jive, I don't shuck and.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll admit it. I wish I had Aaron Dude's voice, man.
Pause.
I wish I had Aaron Dude's voice, man. I'll admit it, man. I won't lie about that. I wish I had this guy's voice, man. This is like, cause sometimes I be singing by myself and like I don't have the best voice, but it's like, dang, like, oh man, like the way these guys came together and orchestrated the project, it just like, yeah, like they just complement each other so well, but all while like still making it about, I guess, like that's a story and just like everything he's like talking about.
Shuck and jive, hey. Anything for you, hey. Anything for you. I don't shuck and jive, I don't shuck and jive, work. You can't take it from me.
Okay.
You can't take it from me. You can't take it from me. You can't take it from me. You can't take it from me.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Look, I ain't selling no rock, I ain't slinging no pack, I ain't carrying no strap. If you equate to the black, boy, you into the black, boy, you into the facts. Any logical argument you had, I'm taking it back. Back where they started in Tennessee, my city got some tendencies.
Don't hear that.
You're raising the price of the rich a remedy. Boy, they stupid, boy, they clueless, what they doing? Gotta go, now I'm moving out. They want that bang for they buck. I had a house in a cut. East side, best side, I grew up. Walks in the park while we was feeding ducks. Now the wing spot turned to a
What I like, another thing to add, man, to this project is just the fact that Battz he's not afraid to like overall speak on different portions of his life. I know in CHH we love our artists who are Jesus centric and are constantly like talking about Jesus and just everything, you know, traditionally like the mainstream church has always liked about Christian hip hop's like the redeeming parts. But like when Battz is making music, like he's showing that it's okay to speak on different parts. And just because there's some listeners out there who, as you know what I mean, like maybe some won't admit it, but like there's listeners out there who struggle with trying to listen to Christian music just because of how, I guess, like, cliche sometimes Christian music can be. And so as a result, they go to the mainstream and they listen to like whatever, like mainstream, like the mainstream side of music. Even I struggle with it sometimes. But Battz just shows like you can speak on different portions of your life and just balance everything out. And just because if you focus your music less on like saying Jesus a bunch of times or just whatever it is, like don't take an artist focusing less on like Jesus as like them not being a Christian artist. Just because honestly, we could back out of Christian hip hop and we could go to artists around just like CHR space, like a lot of artists who consider themselves Christian artists, like in the CCM world, whatever it is, that speak on good themes and good things that you could consider like, you know, godly values and everything like that. But, you know, they don't speak as much on Jesus. But it's like, but it's here where it's just like Battz just like, he's just showing the same thing. I find in CHH people, for some reason, people drag these artists for speaking less on Jesus if they focus on different aspects of their life. But I kind of find it funny just because like if you go to like the CCM world, if you go to like the mainstream Christian music world, it's kind of like they're doing the same thing. It's just no one really ever talks about it. But I like this, man. Yeah.
Starbucks, making poor decisions cause they down out of luck. Move to another part of town that they stuck. Gentrify the hood, gentrify the nation. The other side is good, the other side is hate.
Nashville continues to grow. The hope for fair and affordable housing does too.
We got like 5 minutes left on this project.
What about tomorrow? I know the pain gon' come around, but I can sit in my sorrow. I know the grass ain't greener, but it sure looks sweeter than my own side. To my own eyes, I look both ways.
It's crazy how the first feature is literally like towards the end of the album. That's crazy.
I'm a Jesus pleaser, not a people pleaser. Yeah, the ones farthest away, it's the ones that need you. And I got
can't decide out. Lord, you know I follow. Can't think about tomorrow.
I like the pick for this, like the feature pick for the song, man.
Lord, you know
I ain't storing little, but I'm storing a little I got. While she plant these seeds, I'm planting seeds and I'm watering crops. If you abandon me, I guarantee that you gonna get cropped. Yeah, these stocks is really growing, I'm really gaining a lot. If your grass is looking brown, you better water it. You better trim, you better cut, you better start again. Don't go looking at.
Sorry, I just had to break down that part, but he was just talking about like, I think he was talking about farming and crops, and then he just said like something about if you don't come at me right, you know, you get cropped, like a photo. That's a nice little bar right there. Yeah.
Just to fall again, yeah, just to fall again. That grass ain't greener on the other side. Ring, 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 on the other side. That grass ain't greener on the other side. Side, yeah, this side,
that grass ain't greener on the other side. Without my baby, I would've rather die. To tell the truth, I would not.
Man. Outside throughout the whole album, this is a great way to like end the project. Dang. That's it? Oh nah, this is. That was good, man. Man, wow. That was probably the most fulfilling, satisfying project I've listened to in a while, man. Just a quick overview of everything from what I thought about the project. It was great. One thing, I guess like one of the highlights for sure is just like listening to it. If you're a listener who gives this a go for the first time, I will say you can tell this was made with love. Like just everything from the penmanship, if you're heavy on the penmanship, writing, to just like the production. Like the production just felt fresh. It didn't feel lazy, it didn't feel uncreative or anything like that. Like it just felt like it was made from scratch, and it always just kept you in the loop. So I would say that's the biggest thing. One thing, if you're a listener, man, is that about this project is that like this project, you can tell it was made with love. It wasn't nothing was shorted. That being said, I think the project's like 10 songs long, which to certain people, they may not think of it as, you know, a long project, because it's like, I think the album's like only 30 minutes long. But to be honest, one thing a project can suffer from is sometimes if you put too many songs on an album, it's really hard for people to listen to a full album, right? But the thing about this project is that it's great. Like 10 songs, like anything between the 10 to 13 song range for most people is like digestible, and this was just like very digestible. Nothing on this song was wasted, and it was great to listen to, man. Another thing to bring up is definitely maybe one thing Battz could have expanded smidge more on was maybe adding like one more feature. Another thing too is that like obviously you don't want to like saturate your album with features, because then it's not really your project at that point. It's just like a bunch of random people on an album. But maybe like one more feature would have done it to kind of like expand the storyline, just like the project and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you know, this was Battz's first project. This was about Battz's story and just like, you know, how he sees things from the lens of the music industry as a Christian and just a young black kid in America. And either way, adding an extra feature, that's personally a preference of mine. But either way, the project still held its own, especially with that. I don't know who the guy towards the end of the album was, but he fit the mold, like that song perfectly. And the thing about it is that, like, especially when it comes to like people putting features on a project, a lot of rappers will pay for bigger artists to come onto their songs and then they just don't fit into the song. But because they're big enough, whatever, the artist is gonna get exposure off that or whatever, and they're gonna get their streams up. But with that one feature that Battz had, I could tell this guy, he fit the song really well and creatively, just because a lot of artists can compromise and kind of like give up creativity and just like fit for just like maybe the sake of having like a bigger artist on their project. And like you can tell it kind of like messes like with the song a little bit. But no, this song was perfectly made right, man. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say about this project. Give it a listen for yourselves, guys. You know, let me know what you think in the comments, what you liked about the project. And yeah, man, other than that, take care, peace out, and hopefully we'll get to that other video project I've been trying to put out. But yeah, man, peace out.